Hello, everyone. This is Kenneth Obayuana, and I'm your host, Agritech Founders Diary, where we have conversations with amazing entrepreneurs who are doing amazing stuff in the agritech industry. And then joining us this evening is Mr. Roland. But before we move on, I want to appeal to you, please, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit the subscription buttons and don't forget to like these videos so we can get a very good rate. And also drop your comments, share these videos with your loved ones so that they get to learn more on what is happening in the agritech industry. All right. Thank you very much for joining me once again this evening. Thank you very much for joining me once again, sir. I'm super excited to have you on board this evening. Thank you very much, Mr. Roland. Without wasting much time at all, I've read about your profile on LinkedIn. I've read about you so much and the amazing work you're doing with your company, Agrisim. I mean, you guys are doing fantastic work over there in Netherlands. I want you to tell us about yourself a bit. Give us a brief introduction about yourself, what you do, and give us an introduction about yourself. How you started your journey, your entire career journey. Take us back to where you were born, how you grew up, and to the point you are today. Give us the story, sir.
Yeah. No, I didn't want to ask. I'm just listening. Very well, very well. Yeah. Very nice. So, what was your question?
No, I mean, I said, give us the story of how you grew up. Take us back to how you grew up. Your journey, from your growth to the school you attend. Give us the entire story to the point you currently are. Yes. Tell us something about yourself. Yes.
So, my name is Ronald. I am born in the north of the Netherlands, where people don't talk a lot but work hard. I was very young already aware of the fact that I thought that the Netherlands would be too small for me. So then I went to study. I studied in Amsterdam economics as well as econometrics in Delft. And after that, I went also for a major in politics, even. Yes. At the end, it brought me because then I promised myself after such a big study journey to go and travel. So I went a year traveling in very let's say dangerous places. I mean, everything is relative, but I went to Jordan, single trip to Jordan, then to Syria, Lebanon, East Turkey, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, China, Laos, and Thailand at the end. So really all over land. Yes, that's been a very big experience, and I will never forget that. That's a life lesson. So that's one of my tips. If you have the chance to do such a thing, just do it. Really do it. Anyway, so after that, after a year, I said, okay, now I have done enough traveling. Now it's time to earn some money. So then I went back, and then during that travel, actually, it opened my eyes for the people that are less fortunate than I was. Right. So I was fortunate that I could study. I could really also make big mistakes during the study and still graduate at the end. And my eyes were opened that not everybody gets second chances. While in the Netherlands, if you want to grab a second chance, you can get it, right? So that is really nice, I have to say. But at the end,
amazing story.
Yeah.
Amazing story. So you have a lot of experience in traveling. You know, you shared with us how you've been traveling.
Yeah.
Your current business you are doing, does it traveling have a way that it stimulates or contributes to what you're currently doing?
Definitely.
And if yes, okay, then share with us, how did your traveling contribute to your current business?
Yeah. Good question. It is actually all about dealing with different cultures, right? I mean, if I lived for 3 years in Russia, I lived for 12 years in Turkey, I lived for 1 year in Germany, and I mean, it really enriches your private life. I have to say, your mental ability to cope with changes, but it also will help you in dealing with different cultures and trying to place yourself in the mind of other people from different cultures. And I think that helped me in my making this system, this decision support system, exactly for people that will use it, that are using it. It's a very complex part that is brought very simple, and in different cultures, I mean, it's translated in Farsi, it's translated in Turkish and Russian. So and it all changes in interface based on the different cultures. So that travel really helped me realize that there are people that for instance, in agriculture, they choose to work with nature, not with data, right? So they need to have a very clear and easy to digest message. And if they want to check where the message comes from, then they dive into the complexity. But in principle, the message should be brought down to one figure. And that is what I actually figured out during this travel already.
Awesome. So I want to ask, so far, what's been your proudest moment so far since you joined into entrepreneurship? What have been your most proudest moment so far?
My furthest moment? Do you mean? What do you mean?
Your proudest. I mean, your most proudest moment. What have been your most proudest moment so far?
My proudest moment?
Yes.
That is actually the moment that I had my first paying customer for this system.
Oh, I could imagine that. Yes.
It took me like 4.5, 5 years to get to the point where I thought it was ready for the market, and then to get your first paying customer, that was so nice. Yeah.
Okay, for the guys listening to this show, I want you to tell us a bit on what do you guys do at Agrisim? I mean, give us a bit detail of what you guys do at Agrisim.
Yeah, I'll keep it simple and I'll keep it brief. So Agrisim is a decision support system for farmers for open land. We help decisions by simulating more than 2,500 crops, fruits, and vegetables in the different climatic as well as in the different soil areas. So based on that, we have a turnkey calculation whereby we tell the technical way if a product can survive and with how much percent the risk is when you start cultivating that product in that soil with that climate with that rainfall, and then it splits itself in if you can irrigate or not, etc. So all the suitability. So it's a suitability calculator and a risk calculator. On top of that, we also put economic forecast. So we have price levels and price forecasts for the 1 year harvest. So we calculate the yields coming out of that parcel as well as the money you can earn with it. So it's a very easy to digest system.
I see. Awesome job you guys are doing. Awesome job you are doing for the farmers.
And the new part, and that's going to be launched in March. It's really new. It is a plant health indexation. So what we see is that because what we have in Agrisim now is a planning for a year and longer term, right? And it regenerates your soil, etc., etc. So it is really good for the environment also because you don't need too much stuff to make things grow. So now we also saw that a lot of users, a lot of farmers are struggling with diseases and with their nutrients. What should I distribute? Should I use how much N, how much nitrogen, how much phosphorus, how much potassium? So we have now a system built where we base it on the plant health and the photosynthesis of the plant and the limitations of that within the environment. And that means that's an indicator for potential diseases in the future. And that will help farmers to cope with diseases earlier, but also to have better yields.
Awesome. Amazing job you are doing for farmers. Yeah. But I want you to tell me, what have been your challenges so far? What are some of the challenges you face building this company, this tech company? What have been your challenge so far?
My main challenge is people. The people working in the Agrisim, the old system, they are different type of people that are working, for instance, in this plant health monitoring system. So I had to change the whole team because people were too stuck in their old thinking, and we had to go into a new thinking with all kinds of satellites. I designed even a robot rover with a camera to go on the land to calibrate with a multispectral camera all the health parts, etc. So I had to reinvent the company after Agrisim became live. And
Awesome.
that means I had to take different people, and that is really well, that has been quite the ordeal. Let's put it like that, to find the right people.
I could imagine that. But
Yeah.
tell us a bit. What have been your challenges you face building a team? A company like yours should have a good team members. So, what are some of the challenges, and how do you have overcome those challenges building team members? How did you build your team members, and what were some of the challenges you had in building the team members, and how did you overcome those challenges?
Yeah. So so as I said, the main challenge is to get people. So
Yes.
a lot of people, they say that they can do things, and then after a few months they do not deliver what they promised to deliver. So that means that all of a sudden you have to change either the people or the direction or the calculations. So a lot of people say that they can do artificial intelligence, for instance, but a lot of people, they think it's a kind of a linear computing part, which is not the case. So yeah, it's really incredible. So to find the right people that have knowledge on technology as well as knowing what they're doing, right? I mean you can do software, but if you don't know what the software is about or what it's trying to do, then it's nice to put codes together and make it fancy, but then at the end it will not work because you have no clue. So that is my biggest challenge, to find people with multi minds, one who knows, for instance, agriculture plus AI, or agriculture and software development, or agriculture and Android app development, for instance, right? So that is one of my biggest challenges at this moment. And the next one is, of course, how to reach markets. I mean, if you're looking for your farmers, they are all scattered. Yeah, they have small plots, big plots, and how to reach them. That is really an issue. That's really a challenge.
Yes, I want to touch about marketing. Are you
Yes,
overcoming the challenges in marketing? I mean, overcoming
definitely.
farmers, because I understand what the technology you are building for farmers
Yeah,
could
yeah.
be difficult for farmers to adopt. How are you overcoming that challenges, please?
That is also a thing. That's why we changed from a hosted platform that you can contact also with phone, but it's not too handy, I have to say. That's why we changed that now into an Android and an iPhone that doesn't need internet immediately, so you can still get information. Because also in African countries, rural areas are not highly reachable by
Yeah.
internet, etc. Yeah, so that means we have to cache it. It's called. So we have to store data, etc. And the moment that you are online, we send the packages of data, that kind of thing. So that in marketing, to reach those, I thought actually a lot of distributors would be needed. And distributors, they are just people who have their own network, let's say, and they are actually looking only at how much margin, how much commission can I get? And if it's an easy no-brainer of a system that is easily sold and purchased by farmers, they are putting some effort in it. But if it takes a little bit more effort, then they just leave it aside. So it is about finding the right distributors with the right network.
I see. Great,
Yeah,
great.
yeah. So I have
Awesome,
a lot of
awesome stuff you
experience.
are doing. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Now, how are you able to raise funds for this business? One of the challenge agri-tech founders face is raising funds for their business. How
Yeah.
are you able to raise funds for your business?
Oh,
It's one of the
that's
questions I do ask.
no,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
That's what I'm actually quite good at, I have to say, because the
Oh,
idea.
really?
Yes, I have to say that. Yes. So it is about appeal. how does it appeal to investors, and
Yeah.
how does it um, it's also about which kind of investors. If they are looking for a quick ROI and a quick exit, then those are not the investors that I'm looking for. I'm actually looking for investors with a circle, a network that I can actually use also to market my product further. So
Mm-hmm.
I have,
Mm-hmm.
it's not that they're lined up on my street, but I do have investors that are in the business, let's say. And to find them, it is actually just looking at areas in the Netherlands or in the US or in yeah, wherever country, and then you normally banks hold all their money, right? So banks is the
Yes.
best way to find those people. So and that's how I did that.
Mm. So now that means you didn't raise grants for your business. Was it
Yeah,
venture capitalist or was it agent investors?
it's angel investors together with institutional investors.
Oh, okay. I see. I see.
Yeah,
Amazing job you are doing. That's great. That's good to hear.
yeah,
Good to hear that you have that skills in raising
yeah,
fund. I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
really help you because most times when I talk with agri founders, they keep saying one of my
Ex-
biggest challenges is funding. I don't know. Nobody believes in my dream. What is your advice for agri-tech founders who are struggling with raising funds for their business, for their agri-tech startups? What is your
yeah,
advice for them? What can they
yeah.
do better?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
My message for them is, in principle, don't fall for everybody that waves a couple of dollars in front of your nose. Be
Mm,
sure what
yeah.
your value is that you are creating, and
Great.
find investors that can help you further, not just with money, so you can build further. That's nice, of course. If you are panicking, then that's the only way. But don't panic and try to find investors that can help you in their network further also.
Hmm, great, great.
Yeah,
So do you advise architect startups? Do you advise them to look for incubation programs, accelerators
sometimes,
programs? Yeah,
sometimes.
do you advise them to join those kind of programs? Do you
Yeah,
advise them to join startups membership? Like
I do.
we look,
I
yeah.
do, but not startup programs that upfront demanding a percentage of your company. I would
Oh,
be
okay.
very hesitant to that. I would never do that. I would only go for accelerators and incubators that offer their facilities for a soft loan or a grant or something like that, but never with equity in the balance. That is something that I would not, because even when you do that, even if it's 5 or 6% or 8%, whatever, then later on they will become become a big nuisance when bigger investors come in. So I would be very hesitant, and even bigger investors don't like those people to be on board. So so
Hmm.
uh, eh, don't go for the small parts. That's what I would say.
Great, great,
Yeah.
awesome. I really enjoy my time with you this evening. Thank you
Okay.
for sharing your experience with us. But before you begin to go,
Yeah.
I want to ask.
Yeah.
I want to ask you one more question before as we begin to wrap up this evening. What would be your final word if you were to start all over again? What will you be doing? What do you think you'll be doing better this time? At times you just sit and reflect and like, oh, if I'm going to start all over
Yeah.
again, if you're
I
going to
would.
start
Yeah.
all over again, what will you
Yeah.
be doing better this time to
Yeah.
improve yourself? Yes.
I would start immediately with a native app like Android or iPhone. Not first
Mhm.
doing a hosted system and then going into the native apps, etc. I would go straight for native app systems in that sense.
Okay. Great. Then
Yeah.
finally, what's your advice? Generally, not
Yes.
what's a
Yes.
general advice for agri-tech startups
Yeah.
trying to come into the
I
industry?
have
What's
I
the
have
final
I
advice
have
to them?
I have only 3 words.
Yes.
Just do it.
Mhm.
That's it. Just do it.
Oh, just do it. Oh, great.
Yes.
Awesome.
Just go for it. Just
Awesome.
don't
Awesome.
be afraid. Don't be afraid for later or for now. Just be bold and just do it.
Oh, great. Great. Thank you very much. I think
You're
I'm going to
welcome.
keep that. Just do it. Don't be afraid. Be
Yes,
bold.
yes, yes, yes.
Thank
Yes.
you very much this evening. Thank you for joining me this evening. I've learned so much from you this
Get
evening.
it.
Thank you. And I
It was
believe
a
my
pleasure.
audience too, they've also learned from you this evening. Thank you for your time. Thank you for
It was a
joining me.
pleasure.
Please, guys, if you've not hit the subscription button, please don't forget to hit the subscription button. Drop your comments. If you have any
Please.
comment for us, drop your comment. And don't forget to click the like button so we can get more rates. Thank you very much
Okay.
for joining us this evening. I'm super, super
Thank
grateful
you
to
very much.
have you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
guys. Thank you for having me. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Yes. Bye bye. Okay.